out there.
Yeah, Sharon, it's quite hot out there, and it's still warm to mild out there as well. Even hot in some spots as well. Of course, the coast significantly cooler than our inland spots. So we're going to show you the difference coming up. We're going to show you what to expect coming up as well. That was just a shot of the Santa Monica Pier. Just missed it by a hair, but you will see, or just saw, that it was a little cloudy out there. The fog is approaching the coast right now, and we're looking at that same pattern. We stayed pretty socked in for the majority of the day at the coast, then saw some clearing. So temperatures really only into the 60s and low 70s there. We're looking at the same thing tomorrow, but inland spots, if you were there, you probably know it was scorching hot, triple-digit heat. So temperature differences, well, 30+ degrees between the coast and our inland spots. But remember, that fog already making an appearance at the coast, so we're going to continue to stay a little cooler there. We've got heat warnings, we've got fire weather watches, and we've got a flash flood watch because there's a little bit of monsoonal moisture heading into our forecast. So with that, we could potentially see a few isolated thunderstorms. So we're going to have the latest on that, and of course the heat and when it's going to quit, all coming up in just a little bit. Back to you,
Evelyn. Thanks. Those days where we whipped out our slip and slides.
Oh, I
put them
love
on the lawn because we
slip
didn't have a
slides.
pool. We didn't have access to a pool. We couldn't go to the beach. So, yeah.
The Tate compound did not have a pool?
No, my sisters and I took out the slip. We were so excited.
Slip and slide.
It was so much fun. We got so many cuts and bruises, but we loved it. We had so much fun.
Because you overshoot it all the time.
Oh,
you
overshoot it.
get grass burns.
I don't know if I could do that now. I love the slip and slide, but now I feel like I'm such a scaredy cat when it comes to, you know.
When we get older, things become scarier.
Scary.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So, all right. Well, you know what? Bust it out. Because it's that
Good
hot
time
out.
to do it. Yep.
Yeah, take out that slip and slide.
By the way, there are young people watching right now going, slip and slide?
Yeah, what is that?
Really?
Do they still make them?
I think they do.
Must,
They do.
right?
I think I've seen them.
Do you
All right.
guys know? All right.
I don't know. We'll find. Tweet us, please.
Tweet us.
Let us know.
All right, we'll get that Twitter page up in a little bit too. How about that? We'll ask you guys that question. A different type of cloud cover, the low clouds, and that's actually keeping us a little cooler, a little breezier, and again, a very different forecast at the coast. As you may know, a good 30+ degrees cooler at the coast compared to where we are into some of our inland spots. The fog is rolling right back in again, and well, it's still hot out there, especially in our inland spots, even as we speak right now. Right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City, 74 degrees. We do have a few watches and warnings to take you through. You'll see right here a fire weather watch in effect through tomorrow. Same thing goes with, well, a flash flood watch, and right underneath that, we are looking at a fire weather watch as well. If you're wondering about the flash flood watch, that monsoonal moisture we were just talking about, well, a little bit could come up into our forecast, and with that, potentially looking at isolated thunderstorms in the higher elevations. We also have a heat warning in the forecast as well. You're going to see that through lots of our valleys, the higher elevations as well. That's going to continue to be the case through tomorrow night. And then after that, well, we're still hot, but eventually we will get cooler. We actually want to show you your microclimate 5-day forecast because the microclimates are really starting to kick in this time of year. You're going to see the basin, the valleys, and the coast. We're looking at triple digits in the valleys right there. The basin in the 80s, but take a look at the difference. And we're expecting more warming in the forecast, but eventually a cool down in store. We'll have the details coming right up. We've got a little bit of everything out there. Yeah, it's amazing. It seems like, you know, we're 60 degrees here, 100 degrees there. It's hot and sunny, but it's raining. So there's a lot to talk about. So we'll break it all down for you coming up in just a little bit. But first, we will take you outside tonight to Mount Wilson, and you're going to see, well, mostly clear conditions in this shot. But as we take you to the coast, radar showing you right here, well, clouds along the Santa Monica Bay right there, spanning over the Orange County coastline, a little bit of high cloud cover out there as well. That's that monsoonal moisture picking up around that high pressure system. And as it comes around, we could potentially maybe even see a few showers and thunderstorms in the higher elevations. At this point, though, still looking at the microclimates kicking in over the next few days. What does that mean? Much cooler at the coast and cloudier, much hotter into your inland spots. So very big temperature spread over the next few days. We're also looking at a few watches and warnings. We've got a fire weather watch in effect through tomorrow, and we also have a flash flood watch in effect, and that's that monsoonal moisture we've been discussing that could potentially produce some isolated thunderstorms in the higher elevations as we head into tomorrow. We're also looking at heat warnings in effect as well from the Coachella Valley all the way to the San Fernando Valley up to the, well, high desert even. We're looking at very hot conditions, and we're talking triple-digit heat still hence the warnings in store through tomorrow evening. As we get a look right here, well, temperature-wise right now, still quite mild out there. We're in the 60s, 70s, few 80s out there, 90s. Earlier today, we made it to 87 in downtown. So we were a few degrees above average by tomorrow, 84 in downtown. And as we get a look at your 5-day forecast right here, again, 80s tomorrow for the basin, triple digits into your inland spots, and getting a look at, well,
with the forecast. They still do.
They do. Sharon and I were talking about this earlier, saying, you know, we loved slip and slides, and that was a big part of our childhood, but are they around anymore? We asked you guys to tweet us, and you did. Thank you. So they do exist. Someone just told me they got a 50-foot slip and slide.
Ooh, wow. That's fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Come over.
Yeah, I know, right? Invite us over. So it's a slip and slide kind of weather, especially to your inland spots. It's beach weather to an extent, but we've actually been dealing with a lot of fog and pretty cool temperatures there. Fog and high clouds in the forecast right now, but still expecting plenty of sunshine. Also expecting a couple of things. We've got fire weather, but we've also got a flash flood watch. There's a little bit of monsoonal moisture coming in from the south, and with that we could see a few isolated thunderstorms in the higher elevations. Then we've got that fire weather watch as well. That's going to be in effect through tomorrow, and on top of that, we've got heat warnings in effect as well, in effect through tomorrow, expecting more triple-digit heat into our inland spots. At the coast, a very different story. Microclimate's still kicking in this time of night. We're at 66 in San Pedro, 62 in Malibu, but as we take it up to the high desert, 92 degrees downtown at 68 currently. Earlier today downtown, you made it to 87, average is 83, and we saw, of course, warmer numbers today, 90s, triple digits. We're going to break all of those down for you coming up in just a little bit, but for now, want to show you what we can expect as we head into tomorrow. 84, as we mentioned, in downtown, Santa Monica 73, Palmdale 102, Riverside 101, Woodland Hills 104. So technically cooler in some spots compared to where we were today and yesterday, but still hot, but eventually getting a little cooler. So of course we're going to have those highs from earlier today, and we're going to have highs for later in the week and the weekend coming up in just a little bit. Back to you. All right. For the weekend, we're going to have that cool down and cooler at the coast if you want to cool down before that. So we're going to have all those numbers coming up for you in just a second. Actually getting a look over the Hollywood Hills, it looks like right there. Sky9 is flying overhead. A gorgeous, gorgeous shot. Gotta love that. And mostly clear skies. But as we get a look way out there, right, you'll see over the hill right there to the coast. Can you see that? A little bit of low cloud cover lying along the coast. And with that, we're going to see a little bit of a cool forecast tomorrow at the coast as well. Not too cool, but cooler than everybody else. We're ranging from the 70s to the triple digits. We're also looking at several watches, warnings as well. Fire weather watch in effect. We also have, well, flash flood watches in effect. As that monsoonal moisture comes in from the south, we could potentially see some isolated thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow afternoon. We also have several heat warnings in effect for our valleys, for some of our, well, higher elevations rather. You'll see right here the high desert, possibly the LA County Mountains, the Ventura County Mountains facing triple-digit heat all over again as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures currently in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Microclimate's still kicking in this time of night. 62 in Malibu, 91 in Palmdale, actually, so you're going to see temperatures there quite warm. 68 in downtown and Riverside. 82 degrees. Laguna Beach, 67. So earlier today, we got up to 87 degrees. Average is 83. Record numbers 97, so we didn't get anywhere close to that today, about 10 degrees off, and we're going to be a little, well, further away from it tomorrow. Downtown getting up to 84, Anaheim 92, Riverside 101, Woodland Hills 104. So temperatures, well, still quite hot tomorrow and still pretty well comfortable along the coast. We're going to show you exactly how hot it got earlier today coming up, but first want to show you your 5-day forecast. We're actually showing you your microclimate forecast tonight because just want to show you how much cooler it is, well, at the coast and even in the basin compared to some of our inland valley locations. Triple digits for the next couple of days. Then as we head...
Keep our fingers crossed on
I wonder
that.
if it's hot. Is it hot up there?
It's pretty warm.
It's pretty warm?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, absolutely. So
Not like what we're experiencing here, or
yeah,
possibly?
a lot of the inland spots up in the Bay Area feeling the
same
heat.
thing.
You
Okay,
see?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. High pressure is really holding strong over most of the state, so a lot of
Wow.
those inland spots
It's
feeling
a lot
it.
of high pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of high pressure. Just a lot of pressure in
Yeah.
general, right? All right, but yeah, as we head into the weekend, though, expecting low pressure. So pressure's off, by the weekend, and with that, we're actually expecting a little bit of a cool down. But until then, we're still dealing with the heat. We're going to tell you exactly how hot it's going to get, how hot it's sitting along the coast over the Santa Monica Bay and over the Orange County coastline as well. Other than that, well, we do have several watches to talk about, a few warnings as well. You'll see right here a fire weather watch, and we're also looking at a flash flood watch in effect through tomorrow. Wondering why the flash flood watch is in effect? Well, we've got that monsoonal moisture that's headed our way from the south, and we could see some isolated thunderstorms in some of the mountains. Other than that, several heat warnings in effect through tomorrow evening. We are expecting more triple-digit heat, and temperatures today, well, they got into the triple digits. We're showing you one spot, though, at the coast, just to show you that temperature difference. LAX, 70 degrees at the airport right there. Hemet, 109. So that's almost 40 degrees if you do the math, 39 degrees to be exact. Lancaster, wow, 111 degrees earlier today. Chatsworth, 104. In Woodland Hills, you got up to 105. So technically you were a couple degrees cooler today, but probably didn't make a big difference for you if you happen to be in Woodland Hills or any of our inland valleys. The coast, again, much cooler. Even right now, we're in the 60s there. We're still in the 90s in the high desert. No surprise since we were above 100 degrees, 68 degrees in downtown currently, and 74 rather in Valencia. Earlier today, we made it to 87, averages 83. We were a few degrees below average for this time of year, and well, by tomorrow, we're still actually above average. We're still going to be there. 84 degrees in downtown, Anaheim 92, Palmdale 102, and Woodland Hills. You're getting up to 104 degrees by tomorrow. So technically a little cooler, but still not cool by any stretch of imagination. So again, very warm temperatures today. That's going to continue tomorrow, and you're going to see in your 5-day forecast, we're showing you that microclimate 5-day forecast because we just want to juxtapose the temperatures for you. 70s, triple digits. That's really the big difference right now. So you're going to see those microclimates kicking in not only tomorrow, but through your Friday. By your Saturday, well, it's going to be a little cooler, so the difference won't be quite as huge, but we're still looking at the difference, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then by your Monday, well, we're down into the 60s. And temperatures starting to heat up still, but when will they ever cool down? We'll have the answers coming up.
And new video of
No.
Can't go back.
No, unfortunately, you can't. You can't do it. No do-overs.
Usually they don't
No,
invite
no.
you back. That's usually how it works.
Yeah, exactly. So really, there's a lot of pressure. You can't blame them, right? I thought they sounded pretty good, you know, even if they had to do this. All right, it's going to be 102. Just kidding. All right, we're going to have your forecast coming up. I've got a little cheat sheet in front of me, but we're going to take you outside right now to Santa Monica, to the pier, and you're going to see a few people out and about. And temperatures actually very mild at the coast, but much warmer even now into your inland spots. We are looking at several warnings, watches out there as well. You're going to see a heat warning in effect, a fire watch in effect as well, flash flood watches in effect, as well as we head into tomorrow for the San Bernardino County mountains. Fire watches in effect for our local mountains, and heat warnings in effect for our local valleys and some of our mountain locations as well. It's going to be a hot one. We're also looking at a little bit of monsoonal moisture making its way into the forecast, and with that, we could possibly see maybe a few isolated thunderstorms in the higher elevation spots like the high desert and the mountains potentially for tomorrow. There is a cool down on the way. We'll tell you when, what to expect coming up in just a little bit, but we do want to show you how warm it got earlier today. LAX, 70 degrees. We're showing you the coast because, well, look at the difference. Almost 40 degrees between LAX and Hemet. You got up to 109, over 40 degrees once we compare the coast with Lancaster. You got up to 111 degrees. Chatsworth 104, and Woodland Hills you got up to 105 earlier today. Earlier today we made it to 87 in downtown, so we were above average, and we're saying about a degree above average for tomorrow. Santa Monica 73, Palmdale 102, and Woodland Hills you're getting up to about 104 as we head into tomorrow afternoon. As we get a look at your 5-day forecast, we're showing you your microclimate forecast tonight. Why? Well, take a look at the difference between spots like the coast and the valleys. You're going to see 70s there, triple digits into your inland spots, the basin in the 80s, and we're keeping things that way at least through the end of your work week. Once we head into the weekend, things start to ease in the valleys. Seems a lot cooler, right? And for the basin, we're going from the 80s to the upper 70s. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right, Evelyn.